So I was located in southern Afghanistan, so Kandahar province, for about 6 months.
Okay. When did you touch down here in the U.S. soil?
I got back onto the U.S. soil about a week ago,
Okay.
and I got back up into Madison about 30 hours ago.
And you're a local Wisconsinite?
I am. I'm from central Wisconsin, Wausau, and I went to school in Stevens Point, in vet school, and my master's in Madison. And then I've moved back to Madison for kind of the past 3 years.
Okay. And you have a 13-year-old daughter. When was the last time that you saw her?
I saw her right around her birthday in the beginning of April, right before I deployed. It's been, just very surreal. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's actually happening, and I just want to go run over and grab her, but this is such a great experience and such a great welcome home.
It is time to honor our military family of the game. Joined by Bucky on the field, today we recognize 13-year-old Belle Lund of Madison. Belle is an 8th grader at Jefferson Middle School, and she's an avid Badger fan. Enjoys playing and competing in both volleyball and cross country. We also salute Bella's mother, Captain Jane Renee Lund, better known as JR. A graduate of the University of Wisconsin School of Veterinary Medicine, JR functions as a veterinarian in U.S. Army Reserve. Since April, she has been serving our country in Afghanistan, providing agricultural education to Afghans and providing care to military working dogs. Once her tour is complete, JR plans to return home in October to be reunited with Bella and the rest of her family. But Bella sometimes has changed. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the Southern Zone. Bella, turn around and welcome home your mother, Captain Jane Renee Lund. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome home Captain Jane Renee Lund.
Go over here. Oh, Lily. See what's over here. Come here, Lily.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Oh, yes. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, hello. Oh, you're so big. Look at you. Look at you. Yes. Yes. Hi. Oh. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Wait. Lily. Oh, yes. Oh, you're shaking. It's okay.
Hey, stand up here. Stand up here. What's going on? Hello? Alex? Alex? Oh my God!
miss you too, little man.
A father-son reunion nearly a year in the making, separated more than 6,000 miles, together in less than seconds. Ethan kicking his heels in excitement. Just minutes before Ethan's surprise, the rest of the Nuss family, 2.5-year-old Elena and mom Chelsea, ready to see their soldier come home and get their first hello and a hug.
Pretty emotional. It was beautiful. It's pretty beautiful.
Back with Dad in his kindergarten classroom, 5-year-old Ethan only has one thing to say to his wrestling buddy.
I love you. It has been something that little boy has waited for the past year to have his daddy home, and he's been talking about it every single day.
A day that finally came, hopefully followed by weeks, months, and years filled with father-son stories. After serving his 1-year commitment to the Army Reserve, Staff Sergeant Nuss is expected to be home for at least the next 4 years. Reporting from...
Can you do it? All right, now a big round of applause for your junior directors. The whole family's coming out. Yeah, come on out, all the way from Florida. Give them some love as they make their way out here. And look up there. Come towards me. Come towards me. Face me this way. Tell everybody your name and how old you are.
I'm Davlin, and I am 12 years old. I'm Grace, and I am 11 years old.
And I'm Christy. How old are you? No, never mind. Never mind. And you guys know the 3 words that gets every film shoot started. Are you guys really, really loud? I mean, we need you to be so loud. Who has the loudest voice in your family? He's coming out here, Timothy! He's making a last-minute appearance right here, baby boy. Tell everybody your name. Can you say Timothy? Oh, okay. Thanks, kid. Listen, you guys, as loud as you can. But who has the loudest voice in your family? It's you? And he said, oh, yeah, it's me. In my family, it's my dad. Is your dad here today? Where is he?
He's deployed because he's in the military.
Really, where?
Qatar.
Oh my gosh, let's give it up for her dad. Well, you know, this is the place where dreams come true. So all I want you guys to do is turn around and look that way. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Ryan Garson and his family, and my wife Kristen, his children, and Timothy. Go get him, Timothy. Go get him. Oh, it's awesome. Please stand and show your support if you are able. Timothy, this way, guys. Oh, yes. Timothy, where are you going? This way. Come to the center, guys. Yeah, he was there for a year, and he's going to be back for a while. We're happy to hear that. One more time for Captain Ryan. The Air Force, one of our fly boys. Yeah. All right, you guys, now all together, the 3 words that gets every magical memory started in every film shoot. Ready, go! Action! And the crowd goes wild!
Sometimes what's in your heart pours out into the world, and you don't care who's around to see it. Hunter Dodd doesn't know it yet, but he's about to show all of Easley High School the love between a father and his son.
They will bring home the national title, I'm told, next time, though.
As ROTC battalion leader, Dodd led his team to a national competition, hoping one day to follow in his father's footsteps.
My dad's in the Army. He's actually in Afghanistan right now, serving, and so we miss him a lot. He should be back in May.
But Dodd's hero, Staff Sergeant Christopher Page, is no longer overseas. He's hiding in a classroom, waiting to surprise his son during an award ceremony after a year of being apart.
The next person is our team captain and our battalion CO. Now, hold on a minute. We got somebody else who's going to help present this to Cadet Dodd, his dad.
This is the moment they've both been dreaming of, but it wasn't complete without one more stop. Dodd's 12-year-old brother Chandler has no idea why the students are gathered in the gym at Getty's Middle.
Chandler doesn't know we were really doing this today, but we have a special thank you for Chandler right from Afghanistan. I think you know who this is.
A father and his sons reunited.
Now you gotta go back to class, you know that, right?
Dodd will tell you his family isn't a family until they're together. He doesn't have to worry about that now.
Serving overseas in Afghanistan, Staff Sergeant Kevin Brady befriended Bailey. It was a 7-month-old pup, but when Kevin returned stateside, he had to say goodbye to the puppy he'd found, or so he thought. And then, thanks to 2 organizations, Save a Pet Animal Rescue and Guardians of Rescue, they raised money, they brought Bailey stateside, and take a look as the 2 were reunited on the 4th of July here in New York. And then took a trip back to Kevin's home in California. Look at that. That is just absolute joy.
I mean, Bailey can't get close enough to his
He
daddy.
wants to crawl inside. This is all a part of a project called Nobody Left Behind. And
Nobody, B-U-D-D-Y, that's really nice.
that's terrific. And we are now joined by Staff Sergeant Kevin Brady via Skype. Kevin, first, I want to thank you for your service. We depend on folks like you, and thank you so much for doing what you've done. What was it like? What was it like to see Bailey again?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, she was a little piece of home that was overseas that got to come back. So, I mean, you saw the excitement on both our faces, so I think that says enough.
Yeah, it looked like you wanted to crawl inside of each other's bodies. So how did we first meet Bailey? How did the pairing come to pass?
Bailey actually came and visited our base when she was barely even able to walk. She couldn't even walk around on the rock. She was pretty unstable, and myself and a bunch of other soldiers kind of took her in and started caring for her, and basically just raised her and spoiled her from there. She got a lot of table scraps because we didn't have dog food at the time.
Why was she so down and out?
She took to us pretty well, needless to say.
Kevin, why was she so sick? Was she just starving?
No, she wasn't sick. She was just a puppy. She was just tiny.
I see. She was just little. So now she's fully grown, and you guys are
It's a pretty harsh country over there, and without any parents to care for her, she probably wouldn't have done so well.
You know, Kevin, we had on the show a couple weeks ago the guy that delivered 1 million slices of pizza, and he talked so much about just that tiny, I mean, literally a slice of pizza. It's a piece of home that over there was so important. What did it mean for you and your unit to have a dog and to have this primal relationship that we all either remember from our youth? It's a part of growing up. What was it like to have a dog for you guys?
The easiest way to say is when you get back on base or when you're coming back from doing stuff that you got this little puppy there who's so excited to see you. She's totally clueless to what's going on around you, and you know, what's to say, you know, for the people she liked, it was nice. For the people she barked and growled at, probably wasn't so much. Regardless, it still reminds you a little bit of home.
We mentioned it's part of a project called Nobody Left Behind. So how does it work, and how can we all help?
Well, it's easy. One, go online. It's amazing the day and age now, but you go online. They have a lot of links on there to post. You'll have individual soldiers as well that you can donate to, or chip in funds, as I think they're referred to sometimes. But just check out Guardians of Rescue. There's also another organization that's actually overseas that helps facilitate getting the dog into a kennel there, and then from there over to the U.S. or to appropriate countries, and that's called NOWZAD, N-O-W-Z-A-D. And they're a great organization. Them, along with Guardians of Rescue, can always use help, whether it come from donations monetarily, volunteers, or even pet food and medical supplies.
That's awesome. Again, Kevin, I could watch that. I could watch the reunion all day. Lara, you cannot adopt that dog. It's got a home already.
I don't even want to. That's all
You're
Kevin.
capped at 52. Seriously, again, we want to thank you and yours for your service, Kevin. Cannot thank you enough. And how fitting to be reunited on the 4th of July with your little buddy. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great information.
Hey,
thank you so much for sharing.
Again, it's nowzad.com, NOWZAD.com, and Guardians of Rescue.
We're waiting.
Move over in there.
Hurry up. Sorry, all right, good job. Thank you.
Give her, Mama.
Come on. Wait.
No, hold on. Ashley, give me another hug. Come on.
Oh, man, come on.
Big hug, a wrap around her here.
She jumped on a tree frog, jumped you, baby. Oh, God.
Hold on, Johnny. Hold on. You just got to have one with your mama. Don't do that again. Okay. Give me Green Monster. Give me Green Monster. Come here.
Ranger.
Come here. Hey. 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 Where you been? Where you been, buddy? Come here. Come here. Yeah, I know. Good boy. Get Green Monster. Good boy. Come here. Come here.